Hello Internet, Parag Dhawan here. We are on day 12 part 2 of Kagaz 30-day machine learning challenge, wherein we will see how to tackle missing values in your dataset. So in this tutorial you will learn about 3 approaches of dealing with missing value. You have many more approaches, but we are seeing only 3 approaches and implementing them. Introduction: there are many ways that data can end up with missing value. For example, if you are taking an entry for a 2-bedroom house and it would not include an entry for a size of 3 bedroom. Another example, a survey respondent may choose not to share his income. Most machine learning libraries, including scikit-learn, give an error if you try to build a model using data using missing values. So you will need to choose one of the strategies below. So we will have 3 approaches to replace the missing value. First option is to drop the column with missing value. In the figure you have a data frame bed and with 2 columns, a bed and bath, where bed column contains a NaN entry. We will remove the column with the NaN values, but this will result in loss of information. If your data frame contains a column with 10,000 rows and out of those 10,000 rows only one row contain a missing value, then if you remove that column you are missing a lot of information of or the lot of data. So we are moving to the next option, where we will do imputation. So what we will do in imputation, we will fill missing value with some number. For instance, we can fill with mean value along each column. So for example, bed column contains some entries. The last value of the column is a NaN value. What we are doing, we are computing the mean of the column and replacing it at the NaN position. The imputed value don't exactly write in most cases, but it usually leads to more accurate model that you would get from dropping the column entirely. Third approach, an extension to imputation. Here we will impute the missing value by either mean, mode or median, and we will add an additional column giving the information where the value is imputed, and all this column is used for model building. In this approach, we impute the missing value as before, and additionally for each column with missing entries in the original dataset, we add a new column that shows the location of imputed entries. For example, the last row contained NaN value, therefore bed has replaced it with the mean, and we added a new column, bed was missing. At this row the entry is true. In some cases this will meaningfully improve the result, in other cases it don't help at all. Now we will implement this on a data set. So for example, we are using with Melbourne housing dataset. Our model will use information such as the number of rooms, land size to predict home price. We focus on the data loading step. We don't focus on the data loading step. Instead, you can imagine you are at a point where you already have the training and validation data in 4 variables: x train, x validate, y train, y validate. So in the cell we are importing pandas library and giving it a alias pd from scikit-learn model selection module. We are importing a function train test split using pandas.read csv function. We are reading melbourne data.csv file and creating a data frame data. Now we are segregating the column which is to be predicted. So y is equal to data.price. This is the feature which is to be predicted. To keep the thing simple, we use only numeric predictors. So Melbourne, so we are dropping price comma axis is equal to 1. This will remove the y from your data frame and store it in Melbourne predictors. Now from the Melbourne predictors we will select the data types which are not of type object. The dataset which are not of type object are dataset which are integer or float. So you have x and y. X contain features, y contain predictors, variable to be predicted. You divide the dataset using train train split. Here you are using features, you are using predictor variable, prediction variable. Train size you use 0.8, 80% of data will be used for training. Test size you use 0.2, 20% of data will be used for validation. Random state is equal to 0. Every time the selection is done, if this is repeated, execution is repeated on different machine, you will get the same output. So you have X train, X validate, Y train, Y validate. Data is split into train set and validation set. Click on the cell and run the cell. You have achieved your data segregation. Now we will see the model, and moving to the next part, define a function to measure the quality of each approach. So we were defining a score data set to compare different approaches to deal with missing value. The function reports the mean absolute error for random forest model. So from sklearn.nssemble we are importing random forest model. Again from sklearn.metric module we are importing mean absolute error. This will be used for model creation. This will be used for computing mean absolute error. From mean absolute error, the model for which the mean absolute error is low, we will select the particular random forest model for say that model is having higher accuracy, higher prediction accuracy. So we are defining score dataset function. We are passing the dataset X train, X validate, Y train, Y validate. We are creating a random forest model with number of estimators as 10 and random state is equal to 0. This will create a model and stored it in model object. Using models.fit function, we will fit the model on the training data X train and Y train. By this, it will run the learn pattern from the data. Using the learn pattern, model can predict values from the validation set. So on validation features, we are predicting values. The predicted values are stored in preds variable. We are comparing preds variable with actual predictions to compute mean absolute error using mean absolute error function and then returning this value. So score dataset function will receive a dataset. It will run the random forest model and it will return mean absolute error for that model. Click on the cell and run the cell. We have created the function. Now we will process the data by all the three approaches and see the mean absolute error. Score for approach 1, dropping columns with missing value. So here in the first cell we are using list comprehension. We are checking for every column in xtrains dot column, means every column in a training data set, if xtrain dot column values contain is null at any position. If this condition is true, then that column will be stored in the list. If this list comprehension runs completely, then you have the column names which contain missing value, which will be stored in columns with missing variable. What you are doing, you are removing those missing value from trained data set and validation data set. So xtrain, which are the features, dot drop, what we are dropping, columns with missing, comma, axis is equal to 1. Similarly, you are dropping the value from X validate dataset, columns with missing columns name, comma, axis is equal to 1. So reduce xtrain dataset, reduce X validate dataset, and then you are calling the score dataset function to print the mean absolute error. So first we are printing a comment on the user screen, mean absolute error for approach 1, dropping columns with missing value, and printing the score dataset, calling the score dataset, and we are passing train, validate, 4 arguments which will be received as parameter xtrain, x validate, y train, y validate. Mean absolute error will be computed and it will be written and directly printed on the user screen. Click on the cell and run the cell. You can see for the first approach, mean absolute error is 18,300, 1,83,000 by 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 1,83, After executing the cell, you can see mean absolute error for approach 1 where you drop the columns with missing value is 1,83,550, means our prediction are off by this value. Moving to the next approach, score for approach 2, imputation. Next we will use simple imputer to replace the missing value with the mean value along each column. Although it is simple, filling in the mean value generally performs quite well, but this vary by dataset. While statisticians have experimented with more complex way to determine the imputed value, such as the regression imputation for instance, the complex strategies typically give no additional benefit once you plug the result in sophisticated machine learning algorithm. Moving to the code wherein we will use a simple imputer to impute mean values at the place of missing values and perform prediction to get mean absolute error. From sklearn we are imputing sklearn.impute model, we are importing simple imputer. We are creating object of simple imputer, my imputer. Using that object we are fit transforming xtrain features. Using my imputer object we are running transform function on xValidate feature. For this we are creating a data frame and storing it imputed xtrain and imputed xValidate. So you have imputed the values. Now when you apply imputation function, transform function, you don't get the column names. So we are adding column names to the imputed xtrain and xValidate data frames. So imputed xtrain.columns is equal to original xtrain.column, imputed xValidate.column is equal to xValidate.column, and you have the dataset ready for calling the score dataset function. So print MEA for approach to imputation. We are calling score dataset function. We are using imputed xtrain, imputed xValidate, ytrain, yValidate. You have passed 4 argument. This will be received as a parameter in score dataset function. Xtrain, xValidate, ytrain, yValidate will compute mean absolute error. It will return mean absolute error, and directly using the print function it will be printed on the user screen. So you can see for approach 2, when you are using imputation, error was 1,78,166. So from previous error it was down by 10,000. So by approach 2 you have improved your prediction accuracy. Your mean absolute error was less far from actual prediction. Now we see approach 1 has lower MEA than approach 1, so approach 2 performs much better on the dataset. Score from approach 3, an extension of imputation. Here in approach 3 what we are doing, we are adding an additional column specifying where the imputation is done. For this we are creating a copy of train features, validate feature in xtrain plus and ytrain plus. For the columns, in columns with missing we are adding xtrain plus columns with missing, xValidate plus columns with columns was missing, xtrain plus dot column is null, xtrain dot plus columns is null. Using isNull function it will see whether the column value is true or false. If it is null then it will impute true. If it is false, if it is not null, it will impute false. So we have created additional column from columns which were missing values. Name of the additional column was column name forwarded succeeded by was missing, and the entries inside the column were true and false. If it is a null value then entry will be true. If it is false value, entry will be false. So here we have imputed additional columns which are missing null values with the entry true or false. here columns with missing was computed by us previously here. Using this list comprehension, we have found out which columns contain missing value. We are using the same list to create new columns and imputing true and false value. Now what you have to do, the next step are same as step number 2. You are creating an object of simple imputer, my imputer. You are fitting it to the xtrain plus, fitting it to xvalidate first, creating new data frame, imputed xtrain plus and imputed xvalidate first plus. So you have a data frame with the missing value imputed along with new values added. When you use impute function, when you apply impute object to the data frame, column names are not added. So we are using original data frame column and adding it to the imputed data frame columns, original validate data frame columns to imputed data frame columns. So column names are added. After this, we will compute mean absolute error. So we are printing mean absolute error for approach 3 and extension of imputation. This line will be printed as it is on the user screen. And then we will call score dataset function, imputed xtrain plus, imputed xvalidate plus, ytrain, yvalidate. We are passing 4 values as argument. They will be received as a parameter by score dataset function. Here mean absolute error will be computed. Value will be returned at the point where the function were called. When you click on the cell and run the cell, they will be directly printed on the user screen. Now you can see your mean absolute error was 17,8927, 1,78,927. Approach to 1,78,166. So approach 2 was better than approach 1. As we can see, approach 3 performs slightly worse than approach 2. So why did imputation perform better than dropping a column? The training data has 10,864 rows and 12 columns, where 3 columns contain missing data. For each column, less than half of the entries are missing. Thus, dropping the column removes a lot of useful information. So it makes sense that imputation would perform better. Here we are printing the shape of the training data set. Then using the training dataset dot isNull function, we are finding out whether the column contain null value or not, and then taking sum of it. This will create give the count of missing values all column. In last, we are printing the count which are greater than 0. So we have missing value count by column is updated by missing value count by column, which should satisfy entries which are greater than 0. Click on the cell and run the cell. You can see car has 49 missing values, building area has 5156 missing values, year build has 4307 missing values. Conclusion: as is common, imputing missing values in approach 2 and 3 yielded better result relative to when we simply drop the column with missing values by approach 1. That's it for this video. In the next video, we will solve exercise on missing values.